Alright, I wanted to share this with y'all. I genuinely believe this may be better than Strand Necrotic Warlock. It has everything Strand has except Suspend, with the added benefit of Devour and Weakening at pretty much all the time. So this started from when I had my Briarbinds build set up, and I started using Final Warning because I could just shoot a volley into a group that my Void Soul was leeching and unravel them, and then every time the Void Soul leached something, it would just start spreading unravel like crazy. And then I thought, why not just combine it with Necrotic as well? So, Subclass, only melee you got, unfortunately. I do wish we had a better melee for Void. Vortex, do whatever grenade you prefer, honestly. I'm just using Vortex because of its huge AoE. Chaos Accelerant, Child of the Old Gods. Echo of Reprisal, not necessary, but it's nice. Echo of Starvation, absolutely necessary. Echo of Harvest is nice for the extra orbs, and Persistence is nice for increased duration on Devour. Using Final Warning, it's pretty mandatory if you want to have the same kind of ridiculousness that Strand Necrotic has, because you have unraveling on demand, even when you're not on a Strand subclass. And I got Ashes Assets and a Strand Siphon, Grenade Kickstart, Firepower, 2 charged ups, stacks on stacks, extra Rift regen and Grenade regen, and Powerful Attraction because you're placing your Rift a lot. So basically, the way this build works is, if the group of you find a group of enemies, if they aren't unraveled, you shoot them with Final Warning. If they aren't poisoned, you melee them. If they aren't weakened, you hit them with a Void Soul, and then you just spam grenades like crazy. And I think you'll see that if it's not better, this can definitely compete, at the very least, with Strand Necrotic. Sure, it can't suspend stuff, but you just saw there, I barely did anything. And I have my Rift back. I have another grenade. I'll show how much single target damage it can do, with just damage over time. And you have to remember, with Necrotic Grip, even if you just poison stuff, every single enemy that dies to the poison is activating Devour, so you're just getting passive heals, passive grenade regen. Like I said, you kind of just move from group to group, spreading all your debuffs. Not to mention, the Void Soul makes your Necrotic Grip do extra damage. As you can see, I've been pretty much full health this whole time. Except for when that Phalanx almost one-tapped me. Because Phalanxes are fair. That Gladiator will probably be dead when I turn around, if not almost. Yep. It definitely has a lot more ability spam than Strand does, simply because of the Void Soul leeching ability regen for you. You see how many grenades I'm able to spam as well. Honestly, there aren't enough enemies in this lost sector to show it at full power. I can just leave them. I know they'll all die. If you're about to die, just pick up an orb and you get a full heal. I originally had Echo of Undermining on this build so that my grenades would weaken things, but I found that I didn't need it with how often I was getting my Void Soul back. Like I said, as you can see, once it gets going, you really don't even have to play the game. I'm probably going to title this video something like, I believe this build is better than Strand Necrotic or something like that. And a lot of people are probably going to think it's just clickbait, but I've had a couple friends agree with me. They think it's quite a bit better as well. It's also very satisfying to just watch. I'm gonna go up against this boss here, and I'm gonna just do nothing but apply all the dots to him and stuff, and just let y'all see how much dots, like just damage over time, it builds up. Alright, I'm gonna kill these guys. Alright, I'm just gonna leave him there. May die here because I didn't get a orb. That's the one thing, you gotta make sure to pick up an orb to get Devour going. We'll check back on that boss's health bar in a bit. There we go. Now Devour's going. Now you can kind of just sit back and relax. Just spread a little bit of poison occasionally. I've really started warming up to Final Warning just because it lets you put Unraveling on any subclass. This would probably be pretty good for Nightfalls, honestly. The only thing about it is you definitely wouldn't have the Devour all the time. And there's another issue, is Final Warning has pretty mediocre range. So I don't know if it would be the best. Stuff probably isn't going to really die to Necrotic and Nightfalls as well. So you'd probably be better off using the solar build I made for Necrotic. As you can see, when it's at full duration, you get 15 seconds of Devour. Might as well stick him with another dot combo. the sheer amount of orbs and void breaches you pick up as well. The nice thing about Echo of Starvation is when you pick up a void breach, you get a full heal, grenade energy, and rift energy all at once. Oh, here we go. I'll try and just let it spread on its own here. Killed everything but this guy. And I already got my rift back. I'm pretty sure if you kill 4 enemies with your void soul is leeching, I believe it gives you a full refund on your rift. Pretty sure all it takes is 4 enemies. As you see, I didn't. Most of the time I damaged that guy. I didn't even look at him. Oh, this will be a good demonstration because it's gonna group everything up. Didn't get the unraveling going, but you saw earlier just how potent it is once everything gets going. And some people may say it's like a convoluted cycle, but I haven't really had an issue with it. I kind of just spam my abilities and shoot this until something's unraveled, and then kind of just watch. And if the enemies are any closer to each other than they are, I mean, obviously for weaker enemies, all you have to do is that, and then just sit back and watch. But why not add unraveling and weaken into it as well? Not to mention with Echo of Reprisal, if you stand in the middle of the enemies, you're going to get absurd super regen. But test it out. Let me know what y'all think. I'd like to hear if you think it's better or not. It's kind of tough to get into the mindset of using, I will admit. It's quite a bit of stuff, but if you can use it all effectively, I definitely think it's more effective just for the simple fact that you have Devour. But there you go. Hope y'all enjoy.